Gwayapjilidach. Bonjour, bienvenue, hello, and welcome once again to the Rath Eastlink Community Centre in the beautiful town of Truro, Nova Scotia. My name is Michael Petter. This is AO Live, produced by Petter Sports and streaming here this afternoon for the 2025 Nova Scotia U16AAA Provincial Championship Tournament, hosted by the Fundy Thunder. Thunder losing game one that was finished up just a few moments ago by a score of 4-1 against the Kings Hockey Club. Before we go any further in our pregame, we must take a moment to once again acknowledge, as we always do, that the Rath Eastlink Community Centre, the entire town of Truro, and the entire region covered by the Nova Scotia Under-16 AAA Hockey League, which despite its name includes not only Nova Scotia but also Prince Edward Island and New Brunswick, all lies within the ancestral and unceded territory of Mi'kma'ki. It is game number 2 of this tournament, as we mentioned. Game number 1 wrapping up not that long ago. It was the Kings defeating the host Fundy Thunder by a score of 4-1. This game features the number 1 seed coming into the tournament, the Basin Armada. They will be the home team against the Dartmouth Voyageurs, or Voyageurs Hockey Club, who play out of Dartmouth. I don't think the formal name includes Dartmouth in it, but that's one of those distinctions without a difference, or differences without a distinction, or however that expression goes. Either way, we've got the Basin Armada taking on the Voyageurs, and this should be a very, very entertaining hockey game. The Voyageurs, for the purposes of this game, are going to be the visiting team, and they will be in their Montreal Canadiens reverse retros, the blue jerseys with the red striping through the middle, and the Voyageurs will be defending the net to your broadcast left for the first and third periods. The Basin Armada in their home whites with the Seattle Kraken-esque aqua and red, I believe, is part of the trim on that as well, and they will be defending the net to your broadcast right for the first and third periods of this hockey game. And should be a very, very entertaining game for you here this afternoon. If you're a regular fan of the Nova Scotia Under-16 AAA Hockey League, a bit of a different format for our games. You might notice that there is 15 minutes up on the clock for the purposes of these games. Because of the way that they are scheduled, we're going to be playing them under sort of the U15 format, which is 2 15-minute periods separated just by a quick change of ends, and then a full flood after the second period, followed by a full 20-minute third period. So that's just to help us get the games in a little bit quicker, and everybody's going to be playing under the same format all weekend long, so no team is getting any sort of an advantage by this. It's a 5-team tournament. The 4 winners of the 4 series that were played in the playoffs, and the highest ranking non-winning team from those rounds, and it is the Voyageurs who are one of those winners. They come in as the 4th seed. They came into the playoffs as the 5th seed, and in the 4 versus 5 playoff series, they beat the Cabot Highlanders 2-1. So the Cabot Highlanders have that 5th berth as the highest ranking non-winning team from the playoff round. The Cabot Highlanders, the one team that have not played as of yet, they'll get their first game in coming up in the 2 o'clock game that we'll have going just after this one. The Voyageurs winning their series against the Cabot Highlanders in 3 games, the only series out of the best of 3 that went to the full third and deciding game. The other winners, the Basin Armada, who as you can see out on the ice in their white jerseys, they defeated the Cape Breton Jets in their playoff series in 2 straight games. The number 2 seed going into the playoffs, the Kings Hockey Club, they defeated the Martello Buccaneers in 2 straight games. And the Fundy Thunder, who knew they had a berth in this tournament regardless, were the number 3 seed going into the playoffs. They defeated the number 6 seed Valley Wildcats in 2 straight games as well to get into this tournament through the proverbial front door. And it looks like it's going to be Sullivan Sherry getting the start for the Basin Armada. And it looks like it's going to be Logan Wallace getting the start for the Voyageurs Hockey Club, and we'll take a closer look at our starters and closer look at the lineups and everything else after our pregame downstairs. We'll send things down right now.
Prior to the start of the game, we would like to acknowledge we are in the elongated traditional unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. Today's game will be between the Basin Armada and the Dartmouth Voyageurs. We would like to welcome the seventh skater for the Basin Armada, Cameron Putnam of West Colchester, The seventh skater for the Dartmouth Voyageurs is Sarah Vandenberg of West Colchester, Welcome. For those who are able, please stand and remove your caps for the playing of O Canada.
All right, that takes care of the pomp and circumstance. All that's left now is to get this game rolling here at the Rath Eastlink Community Center, a beautiful facility, and the ice definitely in great shape. No issues with the ice at all in game number one. Of course, we'll see how that goes by the time we get to game number 5 later this evening. But as of right now, the ice holding up incredibly well through game number 1 here today. As we mentioned, the starting goaltenders are Logan Wallace for the Voyageurs and Sullivan Sherry for the Armada. So we saw some great goaltending in game number 1. We expect more great goaltending here in game number 2, and we are underway here at the Rath Eastlink Community Center. Link with the puck. He'll play it across to his defense partner, Williams. Williams gets it right back over to Link. Link will quickly get it ahead to Tobin. That's Maddock Tobin. Maddock, Tobin, and Vander Tobin out there on a line together with Wren as the starters, along with Link and Williams for the Voyageurs. It's McDonald, Damchik, as well as Conlon out there for the Armada, starting with Hickey and Henry as the defensive pair. Conlon with the puck. He'll play it off the wall and into the Voyageur zone. Williams will quickly send it down the ice. Armada were in the midst of a change, so that will result in an icing call against, oops, there we go, icing call against the Armada, and they didn't get the clock started. I'll tell you, on my clock, it went about 49 seconds. Maybe I stopped my clock a couple seconds late, but we played roughly 49 seconds if you guys want to use mine as a reference. But they're going to have a quick chat. Let's see what they reset their clock at. See how close we are. Hey, mistakes happen. You know what? Those guys down in the booth, they're volunteers. And, you know, they're doing their job, and human error is a part of the game, and it happens from time to time. And if someone wants to let them know, it was 49 seconds, 49. Of course, you probably can't see me from up here trying to signal that to them, but and I think they're making a phone call to see if they can figure out why they can't get the score clock quite to work for them the way they want it to here. And in the meantime, we'll wait for things to get squared away. And I've had it happen before where I was working the penalty box and we could not get the clock to work. Nothing we could do would work. I had a stopwatch, and at the end of each sequence in play, I would type in what the new time on the clock should be, put it up on the board. When there were penalties, I would announce every 20 seconds or so. $14, $15. Okay, I wasn't too far off. I wasn't too. Although I was a little bit slow in getting my clock stopped too. So the 4 seconds that makes sense. So while we've got a bit of a pause here, let's run you through what the rest of the schedule looks like. Not only for today, but since we got time, why not for the whole tournament. So we started things off earlier this morning with the Kings with a 4-1 victory over the Fundy Thunder. So the Kings 1-0 after their opening game, Thunder 0-1. We got this game here between the Voyageurs and the Armada. Coming up next, the Kings will be back out on the ice taking on the Cabot Highlanders. That'll be the 2 o'clock puck drop, although I'm going to guess we're going to be a few minutes behind schedule now. These things happen. 4 o'clock, we'll have the Thunder and the Voyageurs out there on the ice. And then wrapping up day number 1, the Armada will be back to take on the Cabot Highlanders. That's going to wrap up day number 1. Tomorrow, we'll kick things off with the Thunder and the Cabot Highlanders, starting things off at 10 a.m. The 12 o'clock puck drop will be the Voyageurs and the Kings Hockey Club. 2 o'clock, we'll have the Armada taking on the Thunder. 4 o'clock, Highlanders and Voyageurs. And then at 6 o'clock, it'll be the Kings and the Armada. Once that wraps up, all 10 games of the round robin, once they finish, we'll go straight to a 1 versus 2 championship game. No semifinals, no messing around with anything other than the top 2 teams go directly to the championship game. There will not be a bronze medal game, and the championship game will go Sunday at 10 a.m. here at the Rath Eastlink Community Center, and every single one of those games will be brought to you live and for free right here on AO Live, produced by Petter Sports and Streaming. Myself, Michael Petter, with the call of all of the action, and we'll have Duncan McLean working the camera for a bunch of games. We'll have Ashton Reiki working the camera for a bunch of games. We'll have a couple other guys out here helping us out, working our score clock and scoreboard and whatnot. And I have to give a huge shout out to the entire crew here that I get to work with anytime I come to Truro. These guys are fantastic to work with. Of course, being from Pictou County, I'm not supposed to say too many nice things about guys from Truro, but that's the way it goes. Especially once you get up a couple of hires above U16, when you get to the junior A level. No love lost, certainly, between Truro and Pictou County, who will be in the Eastlink South Division Finals of the Maritime Hockey League. And if you had told me 2 months ago that Truro and Pictou County would be in that final, I would have said, no way, no how. One of those teams it might be, and it wasn't going to be Pictou County. But Crushers with a bit of an upset. But let's talk a little bit more about the teams that are here, not a different level of hockey. Let's talk about the Voyageurs. They had a really good season all year long, closer to the middle of the pack. 18, 16, and 2, certainly not a winning percentage that blows people away, but a very good, very respectable season for the Dartmouth Voyageurs. Ended up just a little bit above 500 when it comes to goals scored and goals given up, 126 compared to 123 in favor of the Voyageurs. And as mentioned, they finished 5th out of the 8 teams in Nova Scotia. But the Basin Armada, they really were the class of the league all season long. Finished tied with the Kings Hockey Club at the top of the standings with 50 points each. But Armada ended up getting the tiebreaker to end up as the number 1 seed. 24-10-2 their record on the season. 139 goals scored, 100 goals given up, so plus 39 over the course of their regular season. Absolutely fantastic. Looking at the other teams who are here, Kings Hockey Club, we mentioned they finished tied with the Armada, but officially were the 2nd seed when you take tiebreakers into account. Kings with a record of 23-9-4. They were plus 33, whereas the Basin Armada were plus 39. Fundy Thunder finished with a record of 23, 11, and 2. They were plus 16 over their 36 games. And Cabot Highlanders 19, 10, and 7 for 45 points. So 108 goals scored, 91 goals given up, so plus 17. And so all of these teams, you know, the Voyageurs, yes, they were a little bit further back, but you look at the top 4 seeds, they were within 5 points of each other in the regular season standings. The Voyageurs a little bit further back, but they won their playoff series against the Cabot Highlanders. So either way, it's going to be competitive games for every single game here. Even the game that we had earlier this morning, a 4-1 victory for the Kings, but it was a very close game. The Armada, or the Thunder rather, actually outshooting the Kings in that game, 37-26, despite losing by that score of 4-1. A huge game for Joseph Saunders in the net of the Kings Hockey Club. He was really a big difference in that game. If you missed that game, it will get uploaded to YouTube a little bit later on today. And you can, all of the games throughout the course of this tournament will get uploaded to YouTube as the weekend goes on. So if you miss any games, they will be available once they get uploaded to YouTube. Unfortunately, the way the software works on AO Live, once a game is concluded and you're not able to watch it back on AO Live immediately, at least my understanding is you're not able to watch it back on AO Live, but it will get posted to YouTube. Like I say, all of the games throughout the course of the day today and throughout the course of the weekend will get posted up to YouTube. In fact, while we've got this delay, maybe I'm going to take a couple minutes and I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to stop talking for a little bit and we will get that first game uploaded. It might not be available because it'll take time to process and whatnot, but I'll be back with you in a few minutes while we've got this delay. We're 15 seconds in, or 45 seconds in. There we go. Hey, wait. Do we have, of course, just as hey, there we go. They made it 14-13, so let's split in the difference. I had 14-11. They first had 14-15. Now they're calling it 14-13. So here we go, 14-13. All right. And I think we're ready. You can't have a tournament without at least one technical whoopsie doodle. That's the scientific term for it too, is a whoopsie doodle. And we're back underway here at the Rath Eastlink Community Center. And right off, a chance there for Quinn as he tries the wraparound, but holding that door closed tightly there was Logan Wallace. Now Beals misplays the puck, and we're going to get an offside call against the Armada as they didn't quite touch up. So we'll get the stoppage. Oops, and now I forget to stop my clock. There we go, 13. And let's get my clock back tied up to the correct one here, 13:56. There we go. Hum will dump the puck into the Voyageurs zone. It'll come off the end boards onto the back of the net. Carew able to knock it loose again. As Basil in there working with Quinn for the Armada. Basil trying to get away from the pressure there of Carew. Now pass out in front and a chance for Burgess. And that gets steered aside. And we're going to get our first penalty of the game. And it's going to be a head contact penalty. It looks like it's going to go against Owen Sparks. So the first power play of the tournament for the Basin Armada comes just a minute and 27 seconds into period number 1. It's a head contact penalty, just a 2-minute head contact penalty against Owen Sparks. So the Armada power play gets to go to work, and right off, a shot and a save made by Logan Wallace, and so we'll get another stoppage. Just 9 seconds coming off of the penalty clock. Here we go. There we go. 9 seconds coming off of the penalty clock. And 1:36 gone here in the opening period of play. Stepping into a shot there was MJ Bottomley. And his shot ends up going wide. Puck comes to the line to Henry. He'll play it back over to Bottomley. Bottomley steps in. Another shot, another save. And hanging on. So there is no rebound is Wallace, and we'll get another stoppage. Just 23 seconds now gone in the penalty. And Logan Wallace having a couple of quick saves here in the early going of this power play for the Armada. There's McCormick with a shot, and Wallace again had to be sharp. Now along the end boards, McCormick will play it back to the line for Hum. Sebastian Hum gets it over to Burgess. Burgess tries to make a pass. That goes off the leg or the foot of Williams and down the ice. Hum being chased down by Jewer. Hum reverses the puck up the near wall to Porter with 1:05 left to go in the power play. Hum on the puck again. Hum working his way through center, now in across the blue line. Still with it. Gets tripped up as he goes to take a shot. And the Voyageurs will get it down the length of the ice as Vander Tobin able to clear the puck down. Tobin taking a better line towards the puck than Burgess does, gets to it first. But the Armada able to recover, and here they come quickly. There's a shot taken by Conlon, and Wallace with another save, but Mitchell able to bring the puck out the other way for the V's. Damchuk now plays it off the wall to Bottomley. 25 seconds left in the power play. Bottomley's pass for Conlon. Doesn't quite connect, but Conlon will chase the puck down in the corner, being watched by Siebold. Conlon changes direction to try and create some room. Now gives the puck to Bottomley. Bottomley sharp angle shot steered away, and Vander Tobin will again send the puck down the ice. Just 8 seconds left in the penalty now. Long lead pass gets to McDonald. McDonald has Beals on him. Beals works the puck free. It'll come to LaBelle, and LaBelle will get it ahead to Sparks as he comes out of the penalty box. Sparks has his pass go off the toe of his stick. It ends up on the stick of LaBelle anyway. And now LaBelle carrying across the top of the zone gives to Carew. Carew works it down to Beals. Beals looking back door for LaBelle, and getting his stick in the way of that pass was Boudreau for the Armada. Now the puck played to the line. Carew, he'll send it off the far wall. Henry will gather it in there, and he'll flip it high in the air down the length of the ice. Damchuk gets there just as Carew does. Bottomley also in there pressuring for the Armada. Bottomley will take a bump there from Beach. Back to the line to Hickey. He'll play it across to Boudreau. Boudreau's shot blocked by LaBelle. And LaBelle with the Voyageurs will come out to center ice, gain the red line, and dump the puck in. Just over 4:15 gone here in the first period of play. Here's Hickey with the puck for Basin Armada. Hickey trying to get away from Barrett. Looks to dump the puck into the zone. It's knocked down at the line with a good effort there by McKeegan. Now it comes to Schlender with a shot. And Campbell Schlender's shot goes just up over the net. Into the near corner. Right at the Zamboni doors. Schlender and Sparks collide. Puck comes out to McKeegan. He can't clear the zone. Now Williams with it. He will get it down the ice. And we may get an icing call here. In fact, we will. With 10:07 left to go here in the first period of play. Still looking for the first goal of the game. But right now the shot clock heavily favoring the Basin Armada, 7-0 in the early going of this one. And that is thanks in part, certainly, to the 2 minutes of power play time they had. They had 2 or 3 shots of the 7 come during that sequence of play. Puck played back to the line. Hum, his shot blocked by McKeegan, or at least deflected away by McKeegan. And now V's out to center ice. McKeegan goes to dump it in. It goes off the heel of his stick, and Hum sends it the other way. That pass a little bit out of the reach of Maidment. Now Sparks uses the wall to get the puck to McKeegan. McKeegan comes in. His shot goes wide, and the puck will ring all the way around the boards and back out to center ice. Siebold gathers it in there. He'll back up, then play it across, intended for Sparks. Sparks couldn't settle it. Maidment gets a stick on it, but it's back in possession of the Voyageurs. Here now Henry. He'll take a bump, but get the puck in across the V's blue line. Back to get it is Watt. Watt uses the wall to get it to Vander Tobin. Ahead intended for McKeegan. That's broken up by Boudreau. Sent down right on to the goaltender. And it looked to me like Wallace deflected that puck and it hit the netting, not the glass. but play goes on, so I guess not. Here's Vander Tobin with it now. He's working against Burgess, gets the puck in just across the blue line, but Boudreau will send it out, right back in, and back onto the stick of Boudreau again. Boudreau's pass misses Quinn. Puck will go down the ice, and Beals will get to it just as it reaches the goal line. They wave off the icing call. Carew gathers it in now in the near corner. He'll play it ahead to Maddock Tobin. Ahead for Wren, who deflects it down the ice. Close enough to Boudreau, says the linesman, that it's not an icing. Boudreau and Wren go after it. Coming back to help out, Burgess will play it around to the near side for Hickey. Hickey with some room. Long lead pass, does not connect with Basil. But Basil will win the race to the puck against Beals. And Basil negates an icing as a result of his hustle. Now Gauthier on it in the corner. He loses his footing as he may have tripped over the stick of Basil, but the referee lets play go on. Hum can't get the puck past Jewer. Jewer will get it into the Armada end. And now playing it forward was Makinen, but he couldn't clear the zone. Quinn will get on the puck. He'll get it up to Basil, and Basil will come through center. Basil has the puck knocked away from him with a great play by Williams. Jewer helping out on the back check as well. 7:45 left to go in the first period, so nearing the midway point of the first period. Again, it's 2:15s separated by a quick change of ends, then a flood, then a 20 is our format for these games. There's a shot, a save made by Wallace, and he will hang on for a face-off. Down to 7:29 left to go here in the first period of play, and still awaiting the first goal of this afternoon's hockey game. Again, it's a full 5-team round robin. Everybody plays everybody, so there's no particular advantage to anybody's schedule, although as the days go on, if you play in game 1 and 4 or 2 and 5 as opposed to 1 and 3 or 2 and 4, you get a little bit of extra break, or 3 and 5. And that extra break may make a bit of a difference on the game on that particular day, but by the time you get down to the fourth game in 2 days, it really does even out in the wash. Beach knocking the puck down into the basin zone, just over 8 minutes gone. Whoop. Trust me, there's just over 8 minutes gone in this first period. And again, my clock is not the official one, so if I was a little slow press and play on my clock, don't worry, the official clock is up and running after the little bit of technical issue we had earlier. Here's Hickey. He'll get the puck across to the far side for Conlon. In across the line, working against Watt. Conlon all by himself, waiting for his teammates to change. He'll just send the puck to the end boards, and he'll finish off the line change for the Armada as the Voyageurs look to work their way out. Barrett has the puck knocked away from him by McDonald. McDonald able to get it back to Boudreau across to the near side for Makinen. Makinen goes to dump it in. It's knocked down there by Watt. Watt will take it behind the net, chased out by Maidment. Watt rather gets it out to center. Maidment able to knock it away from him there. Got a little bit of inadvertent help from the linesperson though, as Watt ran into the official. Now McDonald gets the puck off of a bounce off the stanchion, plays it to Damchik. Damchik tries to get it back to the front of the net. Seabold gets a piece of that. Damchik back on it. Now he'll give it to Maidment, back to the line for Makinen. Makinen back down for Maidment. It hops past him. Damchik along the end boards, working against Sparks. Damchik tries to get it to the front of the net. Goes off the foot of Watt. Now the puck comes to the front, and Watt was able to clear it away from danger there. 5:26 and counting left to go in the opening period. Here's Barrett with the puck. Ahead for Sparks. Sparks has it knocked away from him by Makinen. Sparks and Makinen down into the corner. Puck comes loose to McDonald, that being Carson McDonald of the Armada, as opposed to Matthew McDonald of the Voyageurs. Now here's McCormick with the puck. McCormick, his shot blocked by Beals. McCormick takes a bump from Vander Tobin. Beals gets the puck. He'll play it ahead for Wren. Wren trying to get some space. Sends it ahead, intended for Maddock Tobin, but that pass just a little bit out of his reach. Out to center. Beals will dump it back in right onto the goaltender, Sullivan Sherry. And that's the first shot on goal faced by Sherry as we got to 10 minutes and 20 seconds gone in the first period. And not only was that the first shot he faced, I think that was the first time he played the puck in any way, shape, or form so far in this first period. Hickey holds it in at the line. Maddock Tobin now plays off the boards. Ahead intended for Vander Tobin, but Hum gets to the puck ahead of him. Wren following up on the play for the Voyageurs, gets possession back. And then Tobin tried to play the puck back to Wren, and it goes all the way back down into the V zone. Jewer quickly turning it back up the other way. Gains the red line, dumps the puck in. Knocked down there behind the net by Sherry for Hum, who gives to Henry. 4 minutes left to go in the first period. Cleared out to center. Back in across the line. Now Hum will get it out again. He'll give to Burgess. Burgess misplays slightly, but recovers and gets the puck in. And Williams will give it over to Link. Link off the wall, out to center. Gauthier poking it ahead. Gauthier getting a step past Henry. Gauthier coming in. And a big save made there by goaltender Sullivan Sherry with 3:36 left to go in the first period. And let's take another look at that one. On that one with 3:36 left to go. Whoop. And puck didn't quite get dropped cleanly, so we'll do it a second time here with 3:35 left to go in the period. Puck comes right to LaBelle off of the draw. That shot goes wide. Seabold steps up from the point to get the puck down into the corner. Mackinnon there for the Armada, plays it around to the far side. Burgess gets it up the wall, held in at the line by Watt. Down to LaBelle. LaBelle tried to make a centering pass, broken up by Henry, and he'll get it out down the ice. And back on it is Watt. He gets it across to Seabold, but Seabold was going the wrong way, couldn't take the pass cleanly. Now wraparound attempt, and the save made. Hanging on is Wallace, and we'll get a stoppage with 3:07 left to go here in the first period of play. Still looking for the first goal of this game between the Voyageurs and the Armada. And when you're talking about a round-robin tournament such as this, obviously getting the victories is important, but so too is potentially margin of victory, depending on how things play out over the course of the weekend. Again, every team will play 4 times, a 5-team full round robin, 5 games today, 5 games tomorrow. And then the top 2 teams go directly to the final, no bronze medal game. And the winner will go on to represent the province. There's Boudreau with a shot at the Maritime Championships hosted by the Cabot Highlanders. And if the Highlanders win the tournament this weekend and get in by virtue of winning the tournament, then the team that they beat in the Nova Scotia finals on Sunday will get the Nova Scotia berth, because the Highlanders would be in already as the host team. We're going to get another penalty here. This one's going to come with 2:24 left to go in the first period, and it's going to go against the Basin Armada, so the Voyageurs will get their first power play of the weekend, slashing the call against Peyton Boudreau. So the Voyageurs successful killing off their first penalty of the tournament earlier this period. Now with 2:24 to go in the opening frame, we'll get their first power play of the weekend. Williams pushes the puck down towards the corner. Henry gets on it for the Armada, plays it around to the near side. Mitchell waits for it there for the Voyageurs. Mitchell down to Vander Tobin, to the top of the zone for Jewer. Across the far side, Williams. The captain with the shot off the outside of the net. Wren gives to Mitchell. Mitchell with a shot. He misses short side. And the puck comes up the wall to Williams. Williams back to Jewer at the line. Jewer steps into a shot. Schlender the block. Mitchell with a shot. He scores! And just like that, Maverick Mitchell opens the scoring. For the opening goal of this game, and the Voyageurs go out in front 1-0 with 1:49 left to go. 1:49 left to go. here in the first period of play. A big goal for the Voyageurs as they strike first on the power play. They give just the one assist to Jewer on that one. So again, Maverick Mitchell, his first goal, first point of the tournament, assisted by Ethan Jewer. Time of the power play goal, 13 minutes, 11 seconds of the first period. And similar story to what we saw in game one, the team that is getting outshot has the lead because of a special teams goal. In the opening game, it was the Kings who scored first on the power play despite being outshot. This time it's the Voyageurs who score first on the power play despite being outshot. Here's Beach with the puck now as we're just over a minute left to go in the first period. Couple of nice moves by LaBelle. He'll get it down to McDonald. McDonald turns and shoots. Sherry the save. And we're going to get a penalty against LaBelle, I believe, for interference. He knocked the stick of Hickey away after it came out of Hickey's hand. So we'll get the second power play for the Armada. And it is Gregor Beach who will go off for that interference call. 53 seconds left to go in the first period. And so the power play for the Armada, if they do not score here, will carry over into the second period. Here's MJ Bottomley with the puck. Bottomley coming in. He'll get the shot away. Blocker save right onto the stick of McDonald. McDonald backhand shot. Another save. And hanging on for the face-off is netminder Logan Wallace. Logan Wallace. As we're back to live action, 31 seconds left to go in the period. Again, the power play, if they do not score, will carry over into the second period by approximately a minute and 7 seconds. Here comes Jewer with the puck now, coming out for Voyageurs. He'll play it down into the far corner. Williams gets to it just ahead of Bottomley. Bottomley able to get it away from Williams, though, as he was able to settle the bouncing puck. 7 seconds left. Dumps it down into the V zone, working against Maddock Tobin. Bottomley does get there first, but will run out of time. And we'll go to the end of the first period with the Voyageurs holding a 1-goal lead on the Basin Armada after the opening 15 minutes of play. Taking a look at the first period summary. Just the 1 goal scored. It came at 13-11 for the Voyageurs on the power play. It was Maverick Mitchell, his first goal, first point of the tournament, assisted by Ethan Jewer. Again, 13-11 the time of the goal. The only goal of period number 1 for the Voyageurs. There were 3 penalties called in that period. 2 against Voyageurs, 1 against Armada. Basin 0 for 1 with the power play. Second power play has a minute 7 seconds remaining in it. The Voyageurs 1 for 1 with the extra skater. Shots on goal favor the Armada 13-5. But the number that is a little bit more important than the shot clock is the scoreboard itself, and that is 1-0 in favor of the V's after the opening 15 minutes of play. As here comes Hum with the puck for the Armada as they continue to work this power play. Hum all the way into the corner. He'll take a look. Now plays it back to the line. McCormick gives to Porter. Porter saw that his angle was being taken away by Seabolt. Gives the puck to Hum. Hum gives back to Porter. Porter now looking to Burgess. Burgess with a shot, and that goes off of Vander Tobin. and down into the corner. Tobin rubbed into the boards by McCormick. Seabold trying to help clear the puck. He couldn't. And now Maddock Tobin will get it out and down the length of the ice. 24 seconds left to go in the power play. Burgess will set the puck up for Hum. Hum gives to Porter. Near side for Burgess. Burgess in across the line, steps in. McKeegan got his stick in the way so that Burgess couldn't get a shot off, and then Burgess tried to use the boards to play it around to the far side, but nobody was there. And Hum back into his own zone. We're about to be back to 5-on-5, and now we are, as the penalty taken by Beach comes to an end. Williams in his own zone. Gets taken off of the puck by Schlender. Williams and Schlender battle. Coming over to pick up the loose puck is Damchik. Now Damchik trying to get to the front of the net. It's cleared away from him as Barrett got the puck away. Boudreau then a shot blocked by Barrett, and the puck goes off of Barrett's leg all the way down the ice. Hickey wins the race back to it for the Armada. Played over to McDonald, Carson McDonald. Now Damchik will flip it out to center ice. Carew gloves it down in his own zone, then plays it to his own stick, gets it ahead for McKeegan, who is able to get it the rest of the way down deep into the Armada end. Just about 2 minutes gone here in the second period of play. Here's Barrett with it now at the line. He'll send it around the wall. It'll come all the way to Sparks. Sparks gives to McKeegan. McKeegan, though, not able to maintain control as it was knocked off his stick by Boudreau. Beals holds it onside, and now the puck is with Schlender, and he'll get it into the V zone. Carew back to pick up. He's tied up there by McDonald. Sparks trying to come back and help out for the Vs. Bottomley also in there getting pressure. Now McDonald comes away with it, but it's knocked away from him by Carew. Played around the wall. Makinen holds it in at the line. Carew will get it over a few people's heads and down the ice as Porter back to get it. Tries to take advantage of a Voyageurs change and quickly plays it ahead for Makinen. Makinen's shot, and that's steered away up over the glass and out of play, and we'll get a stoppage with 12:18 left to go here in the second period. 12:18 left to go. Trust me, it's 12:18. 1-0 the scoreline in favor of the Voyageurs. If you're just joining us, the goal came late in the first period on the power play. There's a shot right on, save, rebound, and the referee blew it down a little bit quickly. You can understand why Conlon is frustrated. As somebody who, to borrow the phrase, doesn't have a dog in the fight, it's easy to be philosophical and say about half the time those whistles go for you, about half the time those whistles go against you. And it's true, you know, over the course of a full season, they will even out pretty much. And yeah, you can be philosophical in a situation like that, but you can understand Conlon being frustrated. And if you're Logan Wallace or anyone else on the Voyageurs, you're grateful that that quick whistle happened in your favor this time. So the score remains 1-0. Maddock Tobin gets the puck out to center. Makinen will dump it right back in again. Watt picks up down below his own goal line, plays it around to the far side for Seabold. Seabold tries to go cross ice with a pass. It goes off of Bottomley and ends up right on the stick of Quinn, who plays it to Conlon. Conlon tried to get it over for Bottomley, but that pass coming through around waist high, and Bottomley couldn't do anything with it, so it'll be picked up by the Voyageurs. And Watt will flip it in the air over the head of Basil down the ice. And we'll get the icing call with 11:14 left to go in the second period. 1-0 in favor of the Voyageurs. Again, our next game scheduled for 2 o'clock, but we may be running a little bit behind schedule, and if so, no big deal, no harm, no foul. We'll still get all the games in. It just might be a little bit off the schedule. The 2 o'clock game will see the Kings, who have already won once today, taking on the Cabot Highlanders, who will be playing their first game of the tournament. As follow the bouncing puck, it's finally gathered up by Jewer, and he'll flip it out down the length of the ice, and I think we're going to see another icing call here. We will indeed, with 10:57 left to go in the period. And it'll come all the way back down into the Voyageurs zone, and we'll do it all over again. Just over 4 minutes gone here in the second period of play. Face off in the B's end. Off of the draw. Puck comes to the near boards. Conlon can't get it past Wren or Watt. Wren now able to play it ahead. And coming out with it, Sparks looks to go cross ice with a pass. It's broken up by Damchik. Damchik tries to give to Conlon. Does get it to Conlon. Conlon can't get his shot through as Watt knocks that down. Now here's Hum with it. His shot into the traffic in front. There's a chance and a save made by Williams. And he will hang on for a stoppage with 10:32 left to go here in the second period of play. Nice save made there by Wallace, as the Armada certainly have had the majority of the possession time. They've had the majority of the territorial time here through the first period and 4.5 minutes. Link will play it around to the near side, getting to the puck first. Basil. He'll play it down to Quinn. Quinn looking to get it to the front of the net. And again, a bit of a quick whistle, as the puck again is was still loose, but the referee blowing it down. 10:19 remaining here in the first. Again, we mentioned it earlier, the winner of this tournament will go on to play at the Maritime Championships hosted by the Cabot Highlanders. If the Highlanders win this tournament, whoever they play in the finals would be the Nova Scotia representatives. We know that Moncton will represent New Brunswick, as they have defeated the St. John Vitoes in their provincial championship best-of-7 series. There's a shot by Basil that goes wide. And we know that the PEI team will either be the Eastern Dukes or the Western Rebels, because those are the two teams from PEI. Their best-of-7 series right now sitting at 2 games apiece. Game 5 goes later tonight, hosted by the Western Rebels. Game 6 goes tomorrow, hosted by the Dukes. And if they need Game 7, it will go Monday night. Again, the Rebels will have home ice advantage in that one. Burgess plays it back to Hickey. Hickey over to Hum. Hum's pass for Reynolds doesn't quite connect, and it ends up on the stick of Beals, but Beals couldn't do anything with it. Now Reynolds comes in. His shot goes just wide. Comes off the end boards. Reynolds back on it again. Has the puck knocked away from him by Carew, and it'll go ahead to Jewer. And Ethan Jewer across the red line goes to dump the puck in. It was knocked down the first time by Hickey. Second dump in does get there. Now Beach will step up to the puck, play it down to the wall to LaBelle. LaBelle back up the boards, and he'll cycle it back down low. Boudreau and Beach going after it below the goal line. Also in there is McDonald for the Voyageurs. McDonald centering pass, deflected away by Sherry. And then Schlender able to get it down the ice. Going back to get it once again is Siebold. Up the wall to LaBelle. LaBelle couldn't get past Makinen on the first effort. Now Schlender with the puck. He'll fire a shot. That was going to go wide, but not taking any chances at all is goaltender Logan Wallace, and he'll glove it down with 8:28 left to go in the first period, or second period of play, excuse me. 2-1 or 1-0 the score line right now in favor of the Voyageurs. A power play goal by Maverick Mitchell starting the scoring in this battle of a couple of teams from the metro area. McKeegan with the puck now. Working against Damchik. Puck comes loose. Henry will gather it in for Basin. Henry right up, out near the front of his net. Puck ends up underneath him for a moment. And it's finally worked free to Damchik, and Damchik will come through center. Damchik can't get the puck past Watt. Watt can't get the puck past Maidment. And now Maidment having trouble gathering the bouncing puck. It comes to Damchik in the corner. He'll play it around to the near side. Getting onto it there is Carson McDonald. McDonald takes a bump from Sparks. Puck is worked free from the boards. McKeegan will give to Barrett, and Barrett comes out with it through center. In across the blue line. Pass for McKeegan, goes a bit behind him. McKeegan chases the puck down, sends it below the goal line. Sherry settles it there for Henry. And Henry will work his way out. 7:20 left to go in the second period. Wren back to get the puck. Plays it back out across the blue line. Porter sends it back in. Armada have to touch up. That gives Williams a little bit of time to take a look. And his pass just a little bit out of the reach of Wren. But then Hum ends up putting the puck on Wren's stick. And now Conlon with it. He'll get it down into the Voyageurs zone. Conlon going into the end boards, working against Williams. Williams comes away with the puck. He'll get it over to Maddock Tobin, who brings it out. Tobin runs into Hum. Tobin getting the better of that exchange and gets the puck deep into the Armada zone at the same time. Conlon able to play it out to center. Williams looking to get it back in across the line, but it's knocked down. Now Bottomley with it. The grandson of longtime coach in Nova Scotia at many different junior levels, Jim Bottomley. MJ, his grandson. Now Porter with the puck. There's a shot blocked by Maddock Tobin. Puck gets to the line. Boudreau holds it in there. He'll play it down the wall into the corner for Bottomley. Out front intended for Conlon. And Conlon has to come away from the front of the net to gather it in. Now shot, save, rebound, second chance. Puck loose at the side of the net. They battle for it. Still loose. And now it's finally covered up and hung on to for a stoppage. And let's take another look at a couple of good chances. Left to go here in period number 2. Carew plays it off the boards in the corner. Bassel gathers it up for the Armada there. Mitchell will pick up the puck after Carew knocked Bassel off. And it's out to center. Henry looking to find a re-entry lane. He finds one as he dumps the puck in. Beals will get to it just ahead of Quinn. Beals plays it up the boards. Bassel sending it back down the wall to Quinn below the goal line. Quinn has the puck knocked off his stick by Maverick Mitchell, the goal scorer for the Voyageurs. But the puck still held in the zone. Beals able to get it to Gauthier. Gauthier can't get the puck past Quinn as he was trying to set up Mitchell for an exit. Now Bassel takes it behind the net around the far side. Gets taken off of the puck by Jewer, and Jewer will gain the red line and send it down deep into the basin end. Just over 5 minutes left to go here, second period. Siebold stepping up, gets to the puck, but he wasn't able to maintain control. Now Quinn will get it out to center. He'll feed it to Bassel. Bassel trying to get away from Watt. Bassel plays it into the corner. Mitchell will be the first one to it there for the V's, who gives to Jewer. Jewer reverses it back down and then loses control of the puck. McCormick will create the turnover and get it back to Makinen. Makinen down towards the corner. Sharp angle shot off the side of the net. Puck ends up on the stick of Mitchell, and Mitchell able to poke it out to center. Reynolds waiting for it. Dumps it right back in again. 4.5 left to go here in the second. Watt up to LaBelle. LaBelle out to center. Ends up on the stick of Hum. Hum can't get by Jewer, but Makinen will carry the puck in across the line. And a little bit of a miscue there as he made a little extra move just as they were coming in across the line. And it results in an offside call against the Basin Armada. Schlender couldn't hold up enough, and so we'll get a stoppage here. Just over 4:15 left to go in the second period of play. Hum off the wall to Schlender. He'll play it off the boards, and Beach has to go back and get it below his own goal line. He'll wrap it around to the far side for Matthew McDonald. He's able to get it out to center where Schlender gathers the puck up ahead for McCormick. McCormick being bothered by Beach and LaBelle. Couldn't get anywhere with that. It goes back to Hum. Now down into the Voyageurs zone. Back to get it is Williams, the captain of the V's, working his way forward. Lost control of the puck. Following up was Matthew McDonald. He'll dump it in. A delayed offside as the Voyageurs were in the zone early. That'll give Sebastian Hum time to start working the other way. Hum coming through center, in across the blue line. Hum cuts to the outside, behind the net, gets it to the front. Trying to get a stick on it there was Reynolds. And Reynolds not able to find it. The puck gathered in by Wallace. And Wallace hangs on. 3:23 left to go here, second period. Still just the one goal in this game, and it came in the first period on a power play for the Voyageurs as they lead it 1-0. They're getting outshot right now 21-6 overall. They're getting outshot in this period 8-1 as the Armada are doing everything except tying the game with the pressure they're getting here in this period. Carew able to play it out to center. The puck hops over the stick of Hickey. Hickey being chased by McKeegan, ends up coughing up the puck. Turning and getting a shot away there was Barrett. And there's a shot that is on target, and Sherry easily steers that aside. Carson McDonald trying to work it past Carew. Now the puck will come to Boudreau. He's got some space, so he gives to Maidment. Maidment will send it down. Wallace out of the net, stops the puck there, plays it back up the near wall. And the puck took a bit of an Armada bounce as it came to Maidment, but it was knocked away from him. And now at the blue line, we'll get an offside call as the puck just came out of the zone and then went back in again. 2:26 remaining here in period number 2. And the Voyageurs with that 1-0 lead. Give the V's credit. They're playing a good bend but don't break kind of defense right now. Makinen with the puck. He'll dump it in. It comes off the end boards. Watt up from Vander Tobin. Conlon right there to help create the turnover for the Armada. Bottomley now will play it down into the corner for Conlon. Tries to get it to the front of the net, but Siebold clears that one away. And now Vander Tobin plays it out to center ice. Henry quickly turning it the other way. Porter deflects it in. Siebold back to get it. Siebold reverses the field to get it to Maddock Tobin. Tobin tried to set up Wren, but Bottomley there to break that up. And now the puck played cross ice and down as far as the Armada blue line. Makinen gives to Bottomley. He'll come in across the blue line. Bottomley with a shot. Save made. Rebound. Second chance. And a bit of an acrobatic save there on the second chance opportunity. As it... And great effort by Logan Wallace to stay focused, stay on that puck, and make sure that this score stays 1-0 for the Voyageurs. Here's Hickey with it, back in his own zone. Hickey changes direction to get away from Gauthier, now plays it ahead to Damchik. Damchik coming in across the blue line, gives to Hum. Hum fans on his pass attempt. That allows Mitchell to get the puck. He tried to get a pass across to Jewer. Hickey got a piece of it, but then Jewer bats the puck out of the air, down the rest of the way into the Armada zone. Hum now around to Hickey as we're into the final minute of period number 2. Beals back in his own end. We'll play it across for Carew. That pass out of his reach. That gives Carson McDonald a chance to get on it, but over to pick up is Mitchell. Now McDonald steals it back for the Armada. Sharp angle shot. Save made. Puck cleared down into the corner. Coming over to get it again is Bottomley. Beals pokes it away from him onto the stick of LaBelle, and LaBelle will play it across for Jewer. And Jewer slowing things down a little bit. 30 seconds left. Gets the pass ahead for Mitchell. Here's Mitchell. He already has one goal, but couldn't get through as he was tied up by Henry to deny him from a shot. Now here's Porter coming the other way. Porter looking for Bottomley, but Bottomley was tied up just enough by Beals. And the Voyageurs able to get the puck down the ice. Sherry fans on his pass attempt to try to get it ahead. 4 seconds left. Armada might run out of time before they get a shot off. They do get the shot away, but it's easily steered aside by Wallace, and that'll bring us to the end of the second period. And so we will go into the third the way we came into the second, with the Basin Armada trailing by a 1-0 scoreline. Shots on goal in the second period, 12-2 for the Basin Armada. The two-period total, 25-7. But to borrow a line from Monty Python, it matters not one whit, because The 25-7 shot clock matters not one whit, that is, because the only goal on the scoreboard right now belongs to the Dartmouth Voyageurs back in the first period. We're going to take a break. We'll come back, get you ready for the third in just a few minutes. You are watching the Nova Scotia Under-16 AAA Provincial Championship Tournament from the Rath Eastlink Community Centre here on AO Live, produced by Petter Sports and Streaming. Welcome back as we get ready for the start of the third period here. 20 minutes on the clock for the third as we get ready for, if the first two periods are any indication, what should be a very, very entertaining third period of play. 1-0 the score in favor of the Dartmouth Voyageurs. The lone goal of the game coming in the first period on the power play. Maverick Mitchell getting his first goal, first point of the tournament, obviously, since they're playing their first game. The lone assist going to Ethan Jewer, giving the Voyageurs the lead. You might argue, and you know what, I would be hard-pressed to disagree, that the Armada are controlling the play through the opening 30 minutes. And all you have to do is look at the shot clock total to get confirmation of that, as it's 25-7. But the Voyageurs, they're playing good defense. They're not allowing a lot of those shots to be particularly dangerous. And they're letting their goaltender, Logan Wallace, see those shots coming in. They just have to find a way to get a few more offensive opportunities here in the third, as Williams sends the puck deep into the Armada zone. Back to get it. He'll play it to the near corner, intended for Carson McDonald. McDonald able to keep it away from Barrett. Damchik will play it out to center. And coming out of his net to play the puck is Wallace, as heading in there in a hurry was Conlon. Now it's played back down into the Armada zone. Will reverse it over to Boudreau. He'll get it ahead to Conlon. Damchik on the puck now. He'll send it deep into the V's end. Carew there gives to Vander Tobin. Back to Carew. Off the wall, intercepted by Damchik. Down towards the corner. Carew will pick that up. He'll play it off the boards. Beals gives to Vander Tobin. Back to Wren. And Evan Wren will come through center. In across the blue line. Wren puts the puck right on to Sullivan Sherry, and Sherry will cover up. And then Maddock Tobin comes in with a little bit of a snow shower. Vander Tobin having words for Sherry afterwards as well. Cooler heads quickly do prevail as we get to 18:42 left to go here in the third period. Wren and Burgess setting up to take this face-off. And Maddock Tobin entered the circle a little bit too soon, so Wren waved out. Vander Tobin comes in to take the draw now against Burgess. Tobin able to win it back to Siebold. Siebold plays the puck into the corner. Makinen and Maddock Tobin collide. Burgess takes a bump, and we're going to get a penalty here. And now we got Sherry exchanging with Siebold. And they get everybody separated, and it's going to be Vander Tobin going off. And let's take a look at why Vander gone in the third period. And so a third power play of the game for the Basin Armada. They are 0 for 2 so far. And this is a big one for them to look to even up the scoreline in these early stages of the third period. Henry gives to Bottomley, back to Henry. Henry's shot gets through, save made. As we get the announcement of the boarding penalty. Puck comes back to Henry again, over for Bottomley. Back to Henry. Fakes the shot, then gives to Conlon. Conlon's shot goes off of Williams' skate, picked up by Carson McDonald in the corner. McDonald able to keep control of the puck. Takes a look around. Now skates away from the wall, looks to go cross crease for Damchik. That goes off of a skate, and MJ Bottomley will pick it up, take it back to the top of the zone, gives to Henry. He'll skate it down, now back to Bottomley, high slot. His shot blocked by LaBelle. Bottomley chases the puck back down, chips it down the boards. Williams trying to get on it. He'll get it chipped to the line, held in there by Henry. His shot hits a body. Bottomley turns and shoots. That goes off of Williams' leg into the end boards. And now the puck on the back of the net. It's chopped off again. Comes loose, and LaBelle will find it, and he will find a lane to launch that puck down the ice. 48 seconds left to go in the power play, as the Armada have had some good chances here, but have not been able to convert yet again on this third power play of the afternoon. Here's Hum with the puck. He'll get it across for Porter. Jewer able to chop the puck away from him, and the Armada have to go back yet again. 28 seconds left in the power play. Gauthier pressuring hard. Hum able to get the puck to Porter. Porter's got some space. He'll find Burgess. Burgess working down the right wing side. Takes the puck behind the net. Comes out the left wing corner. Up the left wing boards. Loses the puck, but there to get it is Porter. He'll play it over. An attempted cross-ice pass from McCormick, intended for Maidment, gets broken up by Link, and it's down the ice again. And the penalty comes to an end. We're back to 5-on-5, just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the third period. And the Voyageurs continue to lead by that single goal. Hickey with the puck now in his own end. He'll play it to Makinen, ahead for Maidment. Maidment in across the line. His shot takes a weird bounce off the end boards. Played out to center. Reynolds there waiting for it for the Armada. He gives to Hickey. Hickey has McKeegan all over him. McKeegan creates a turnover. Gets the puck to Sparks, who gets a shot away. That goes wide. Now Carew will hold it in at the line. Get it down into the corner for McKeegan. McKeegan out for Sparks. And that puck just misses short side. Now the puck goes to the far side. Damchik will get it out there for Schlender. Schlender tried to make a pass. It gets deflected. Comes right back to him again. And Schlender will dump it down into the V zone. 4.5 minutes gone here in the third. Here's Barrett with the puck. He'll play it ahead to McKeegan. McKeegan dumps it in, takes a bounce off the end boards. Sparks was right there, and Sherry was a little slow getting back into position, but fortunately for the Armada, Boudreau did a good job of tying up Sparks to make sure he couldn't get a shot away after that puck came off the end wall. Now Tobin takes Boudreau into the boards awkwardly. Boudreau shows that he didn't much appreciate that hit from Maddock Tobin. And we got a penalty coming up, and I think it's going to go against Tobin for that hit. Now behind the net, Damchik. Still a delayed penalty as the extra attacker is out there for the Armada. That shot goes off the stick of Maddock Tobin, and then Tobin gives Boudreau a shot to the back of the head afterwards for good measure. As this game's starting to get a little bit unfriendly, shall we say. And boarding is going to be the call. And it was Vander Tobin going off for the board last time. It's Maddock Tobin going off for the board this time. With 14:39 remaining here in the third period. And when you talk about a power play like the Basin Armada, you can't give them this many chances. It's going to come back to bite you one of these times. Voyageurs feel like they're playing with fire a little bit here. Giving this many power plays to the top team from the regular season, the Basin Armada. That puck goes up over the glass now to play. We'll get a stoppage. Just 19 seconds gone in the penalty. Voyageurs still leading in this game. And it has been special teams that have been the difference. They are 1 for 1 on the power play, and they are 3 for 3 on the penalty kill with this fourth kill in progress. Henry with the puck at the line. He'll give to Conlon. Conlon shot, save, rebound, and how does that one stay out? We'll take another look at that at the next stoppage. There's Henry with a shot. That's deflected. It goes wide. Bottomley trying to get it to the front of the net. Now it does come out front. And Wallace able to cover it up and hang on, and let's take another look at that one because I'm not quite sure myself how that puck stayed out. McDonald. We're back underway here. Here's Hum with the shot. This is the live picture. Comes up the wall to Burgess. He'll play it around into the near corner. Porter. Now the puck comes loose just out of the reach of Hum, and Burgess will get on it. He'll play it ahead, but Watt is right there and sending it back deep into the Basin Armada zone, and the Armada again have to start from square one. 38 seconds left in the power play. Hum just avoids the angle by Jewer. Hum all the way down to the end boards, now has Watt on him. Back to the line pass intended for Burgess. Burgess couldn't take it cleanly. Now Jewer got by Burgess, but peeled off instead for a change. 15 seconds left in the penalty. Pass ahead to McCormick. He gets a piece of the puck into the V zone. Carew. Now a chance for Maidment, and he's shot. Saved by Wallace and hung on to. 6 seconds left to go in the penalty. 12:45 remaining here in the third period of play. Voyageurs with the 1-0 lead. Damchik to take this draw against Mitchell. Damchik down below the goal line. Has Beals on him. Puck comes loose to Quinn. Penalty over. And the wraparound attempt cleared away all the way out to center ice. Makinen had to wait as he still had a player offside. Now Hickey able to bring it in across the line. He's knocked down by Wren, and it's flipped back out to center. Makinen bats that one down with his hand and sends it into the Voyageurs zone. Beals plays it off the wall. It ends up with Bassel. He gives to Damchik. Damchik trying to get a pass to Quinn. It goes off a leg. Now Mitchell. He'll send it behind the net. Beals, he takes a bump from Damchik, and that's going to lead to a penalty. And it's going to be another boarding call. One for one so far. Gets its second chance of the game with 12:01 remaining in the third period. And this could be a huge swing in this game if the Voyageurs power play can strike for a second time. Here's Gauthier. He'll play it across to the far side for Sparks. Back across to Gauthier. Gauthier can't take the pass cleanly, and Schlender will come out with it. Schlender working down the left wing, tries to make a pass, but Williams first gets in the way of that pass, and secondly takes Schlender heavily into the wall. Nice play there by Zachary Williams, the captain of the Voyageurs, on that play. Gauthier across the line, sends it around to the near side for Barrett. It's chopped away from him, and it just gets past Williams and down the ice. 1:10 left to go in the man advantage. Williams behind the net. Comes out. Gets the pass over for Mitchell. Maverick Mitchell trying to avoid the pressure of both Porter and Burgess. Now Sparks has to back the puck up to Williams. Williams misplays it, but is able to recover. Then loses it to Burgess. Here comes Burgess. Burgess with a shot. That goes wide of the net. And the puck will come all the way around the boards, picked up by Boudreau. He'll back it up to Hum. Hum plays it off the wall. And Jewer gathers it in just on his own side of center. Ethan Jewer backing up. Plays it ahead, but right onto the stick of Porter for the Armada. Porter gets separated from the puck. Now Wren, looking for some space, drops off the puck instead for Maverick Mitchell, and the goal scorer in this game will carry through center. In across the blue line. Down towards the left wing corner, behind the net, right wing side now. Out front for Carew, who shoots and scores! Maverick Mitchell does a lot of the work, but it is Jonah Carew whose power play goal with 10:07 remaining in the third period puts the It's now 2-0 for the Voyageurs Hockey Club against the Basin Armada here at the Rath Eastlink Community Center in Truro. And here comes Mitchell again. Mitchell behind the net, throws it out front. And this time it goes through everybody and all the way back out to center ice. Watt will back up with it. It will definitely be Jonah Carew's first goal, first point of the tournament. Maverick Mitchell will get the primary assist. I don't know if there will be a second assist, as Mitchell was given the puck in neutral ice and carried it ahead much of the way. There might be a secondary assist on it. We'll wait and see. Hum lost his stick as he collided with Beach. Puck comes up the boards. Porter trying to get it past Link. He can't. Now LaBelle with it. And Mitchell does indeed get the lone assist, and we're going to get a hand pass call against the V's, and so we'll get a stoppage with 8:58 left to go, third period. 2-0 for the Voyageurs as the special teams in this game, if you put the Voyageurs power play and the Voyageurs penalty kill together, they are 6 for 6 in special team situations. 2 for 2 on the power play, 4 for 4 on the penalty kill. And the Armada, therefore, obviously are 0 for 6, 0 for 2 on the penalty kill, and 0 for 4 on the power play. And when it's a 2-0 scoreline and the special teams are split up that way, that's pretty much all you need to know as to why the game is turning out the way it is. Here in this one, here's Beals with the puck now. He'll give it to Sparks as the Voyageurs have 8 minutes and 10 seconds left to protect this 2-goal lead. We know the Armada are the top offensive team in this province at the U16 AAA level, but can they solve the mystery that has been Logan Wallace in this game? Here's Carew with the puck now. He'll play it across to some open ice. Vander Tobin will play it into the Armada zone. Hum there waiting for it, gives ahead to Reynolds. Reynolds dumps it right in onto Wallace. Wallace waits an extra second or two and then covers up with 7:36 left to go here in the third. 2-0 for the Voyageurs over the Basin Armada. A big, big opportunity here to put the standings a little bit on its ear, as the saying goes. And I mean no disrespect to the Voyageurs, but out of the 5 teams in this tournament, they had the lowest record in the regular season, and the Armada had the best record in the regular season, so you would have to call this a bit of an upset, I would say. As the puck comes out, Hum will back up with it. Hum ahead intended for Carson McDonald, but it ends up just going down the ice. Seabold gets to it first for the V's. Played around to the far side. Maidment trying to get some space. Maidment coming into the slot, but the puck knocked away from him. Following up is Damchik and his shot. And a nice save made there by Logan Wallace, who again, let's take another look. Logan Wallace making sure that the scoreline stays 2-0, under 7 minutes remaining in the third period. Mäkinen, shot goes wide. Puck is picked up by Beach. He'll play it around to the near boards. Getting to it is McDonald, and McDonald gets tackled by Schlender, and we're going to get a holding penalty against Campbell Schlender. And so the Voyageurs, who are 2 for 2 with the power play and 4 for 4 on the penalty kill, have their 7th special team situation, and they could put this game nearly on ice if they can take advantage of this power play yet again. Puck is sent out to center. Williams will gather it in there. Williams plays it for Jewer, but it goes off of Jewer right onto Porter. Porter gets taken to the wall by Williams, and Jewer able to pick the puck back up again. Pass knocked down by Burgess. Williams gets to it. He'll get it in across the line, but Boudreau sends it right back out again, down the length of the ice. 30 seconds gone in the penalty. Here's Maverick Mitchell with a goal and an assist. Mitchell, a couple of nice moves, takes it behind the net, puts it to the front. There's a chance for Wren, and he scores! Evan Wren with what's almost a carbon copy of the goal scored earlier this period by Jonah Carew, as Maverick Mitchell does the majority of the work. Time it was scored by number 8. Last time it was scored by number 6. Other than that, a very similar looking power play goal, and the Voyageurs now lead by 3 with under 6 minutes left to go in the third period.
Voyageurs Hockey Club power play goal scored by number 8, Evan Wren, assisted by number 17, Maverick Mitchell.
And once again, Mitchell gets the lone assist, and we're going to get another penalty, and it's going to be a head contact penalty. And is it going against Sullivan? It's going against Sullivan Sherry, the goaltender. There's one you don't see every day, a goalie taking a head contact penalty. And unfortunately, I didn't hit the little button to save a replay for that, so I didn't see how it happened. It was away from the puck, obviously, as the puck was down in the corner. And now if you're the Voyageurs, you've got a 3-goal lead. You've got just over 5 minutes left to go in the third period. And you've got the next 2 minutes, or minute 45 now, with the man advantage. Puck comes off the end boards. Gauthier overskates it. It ends up with Hickey, and he'll launch it down the ice. So Quinn will serve this head contact penalty taken by Sullivan Sherry. Here's Sparks with the puck. He'll get it over to Gauthier. And you can understand Sherry being a little bit frustrated. He's given up 3 goals on 10 shots, but you look at the quality of the goals that have been scored, all of them on the power play, and you can't really blame Sullivan Sherry. All you can do is really tip your hat to the play of Maverick Mitchell, as he has been a huge difference maker in this game. Speaking of Mitchell, he plays the puck in across the blue line, intended for McKeegan, just out of his reach. Mitchell able to keep it onside. Now it comes all the way around the boards to the point on the near side. Jewer will play it across for Mitchell again. Mitchell trying to get away from Porter now. Drops the puck to Williams. Williams with a shot, save, rebound. And as Sherry went to get his skate to the post, ended up knocking the post loose. And we get a stoppage, exactly 4 minutes left to go in the third period. 35 seconds remaining in the fourth Armada penalty of this game. Armada have yet to finish a complete successful penalty kill. Here's Jewer with it off of the draw. Around the boards, it'll come all the way up to Williams. He'll reverse it back down to Vander Tobin. Tobin towards the net. Mitchell turns, gets a couple of whacks at the puck, and then Hum able to find it and clear it away. Down the ice it will go. Coming out of the net to play it is Wallace as he gets it ahead quickly to Wren. Here comes Wren. Evan Wren, who scored the most recent goal, drops off to Vander Tobin. Back for Jewer. To Tobin again. Across intended for Beach. That pass broken up. We're back to 5-on-5. Here comes Conlon now. And the puck goes all the way down to the end boards. Wren backs it up. Conlon gets to it first. Tries a centering pass. It goes off the leg of Watt. Wren will gather it in. His pass broken up by Bottomley. Bottomley with a shot. That's off the stick of Wren and comes down in the corner. Watt and Conlon battle there. Puck comes loose. Getting onto it first is Quinn to Conlon. Out towards the front of the net. Batted away by Wallace. And we're under 3 minutes left to go with the puck cleared down the length of the ice. Hum going to get it. And it stops just at the goal line. I don't think icing was going to be an issue anyway, but if it had been, the puck literally stopped on the goal line after it took a bounce off of those corner boards. Now here comes Beach. Beach gets separated from the puck. Bottomley back to pick it up. He's chased all the way to his end boards by Maddock Tobin. Plays it to the near side for Hickey. Ahead for Carson McDonald. He'll get it out to center. Link waits for it. Goes to dump it back in. Hickey gloves that down. Gives to Makinen. Right back to Hickey again. 2:15 to go in the third period. Hickey coming ahead. In across the blue line. Loses the puck. Link will get it over to the far side for LaBelle. LaBelle goes to dump it in. Sherry will set it up for Hickey. Under 2 minutes left to go. Hickey ahead to Maidment. Maidment across to the near side for McDonald. Carson McDonald gets around Siebold. McDonald with the sharp angle shot. And that one is steered away. Now out at center ice. Henry can't get the puck into the zone. Hum will get it across to Maidment. In across the line for McDonald. McDonald had the puck knocked just off of his stick. Now Henry with it. Out for McDonald, and his stick breaks as he goes to take the shot. Can't help but feel bad, as that's a sort of a microcosm of how this game has gone for the Basin Armada, as Carson McDonald in a great position to get a shot away, but no dice with one. As we get the whistle with 1:12 left to go. Sometimes your stick breaks as you're shooting, and sometimes you get a great shot away. And unfortunately for the Armada, this is one of those games where the stick breaks as you're shooting. Down just over the, actually, as I start to say that, we're into the final minute. And it looks like the Voyageurs will move even with the Kings Hockey Club, as both teams will be 1-0, and depending on if there's any scoring in this final 40-some-odd seconds, both teams will also be +3. Here's Hum with it at the line. I know it's not a straight plus-minus for the tiebreaker. It's goal ratio, which would give the edge to the Voyageurs. But, of course, we're a long way away from talking about tiebreakers right now. But you do have to sort of keep them in the back of your mind. Puck comes around to the near side wall. McDonald and Conlon have a little bump there. 15 seconds left. And now out come the Voyageurs. Do they have one more in them? Here comes Wren. Wren with a shot, looking to go short side. Takes a weird bounce off of a stanchion again. And that's going to do it. The Voyageurs with the 3-0 victory over the Basin Armada here in this one, Armada end up out shooting the Voyageurs 36-12. Shots in the third period, 12-5, as the Armada get outshot. And the total, as the Voyageurs get outshot, and the total shots on goal end up 36-12 for the Basin Armada, but a 36-save shutout for Logan Wallace. Does he get player of the game for the Voyageurs? Perhaps. Does Maverick Mitchell get player of the game for the Voyageurs with a goal and 2 assists? Perhaps. For the Armada, there's a few different players you could look at. I thought Damchik had a good game. I thought Schlender had a good game. I thought Bottomley played well. He moved the puck well. You can't look at any particular stats, obviously, for the Armada. As
the great top construction player of the game for the Basin Armada, number 77, Sebastian Hum. That's a very good choice. He had the puck on his stick probably as much as any member of the Armada, and he was moving it well, getting good shots away. And Logan Wallace, a 36-save shutout. Hard to argue against that logic. And that's going to do it for us here in this one. The Voyageurs go to 1-0 on the tournament with a 3-0 victory over the Basin Armada. Armada drop to 0-1. Coming up in about 15 minutes' time, it will be our next game, which will be the Kings Hockey Club coming in with a 1-0 record to take on the Cabot Highlanders, who will be playing their first game of the tournament. Until then, on behalf of my awesome cameraman, Duncan McLean, this is Michael Petter saying, may your skates always be sharp, may your shots always hit the top shelf. Final score one last time. The Voyageurs with a 3-0 victory over the Basin Armada. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Friday.